Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I wanted to do a get ready with me and basically just show you my entire routine of what I do to get ready on like a everyday kind of basis. I do not wear makeup every day. I only wear makeup about 2 times a week, and that is because I like my skin to be able to breathe. So I don't wear makeup but only maybe once or twice a week, and more depending on, what I'm doing. But anyway, so go ahead and stick around and watch what I do to basically just all the way get ready. Like, I mean, straight through. So, anyway, so check that out. But first of all, I want you to meet this little baby. Say hello, Domino. This is Domino. This is our third shorty bull. Is she not a cutie pie? Look at that face. She's so sweet. Say hello. Look at that baby. God bless. She came from Colorado, from Rocky Mountain Shorty Bulls. That's where Evan came from. And I haven't showed him on camera because he's kind of crazy, but he is such a cutie too. And if you want one, she actually, I think, still might have a couple available from this litter. She brought this one to me because she's my bestie. And so she brought this one to me from Colorado, and she stayed with us this weekend. It was so much fun. And so if you want one, go check them out. It's Rocky Mountain Shorty Bulls. And they've got a few videos on YouTube, but they also have a website that you can go. But she is so great, and you will love them. And she's just so easy to work with, and you can trust what she sends you. So they are the sweetest little dogs ever. Oh my God, she's tired. See, I've done so much work today. I'm so tired. Oh my God, that's so sweet. Alright guys, so check out this video and I'll talk to you later. Alright, so the first thing I do is I just take a little bit of the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer and just take that and dot that in my T-zone. I'm running out. And I just put that right there. Okay, and then I just go ahead and grab my concealer brush. This is the Morphe E8 brush, and I just buff that in. I used to apply it with my hands, but now I've been applying it with the brush because I feel like a little bit goes a long way, and I feel like it's not so heavy that my skin is getting oily, because I was having a problem with like primers making me kind of oily, and I already have like my skin really moisturized, so it just was too much. And so I've just been taking that and just working that into my T-zone, and then it spreads it out better. Okay. Alright, then I go in with the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and this is in the shade 1N2 ECRU. This is it's not thick, but it is full coverage. So I take a very damp beauty blender and just pat it into my hand, and then I just like basically pat it into my face. I don't really have a like way I do it. I just keep going around until it's all blended in. My beauty blender is soaked though. Like, I mean, this foundation, I like it to kind of sheer out a little bit. So I don't need as full coverage these days because my skin's looking so good. And so I don't need as full of coverage as I used to, which is great. Because the full coverage foundation, like, you have to cover up acne, but then you also get acne if you like have to wear like thick makeup all the time. So it's like a no-win situation. So I just wear like the least amount of foundation I possibly can, and I wear it very like sparingly. Like, I won't wear it to work just because I work 13 hours. So this is what I do. I basically, like, this thing is saturated, and then I'll just bring it down my neck. Just so you've got like, and then it'll like, I'll go back on the face after I've blended it down my neck a little bit, so it even shears it out even more. Okay, that's about it for the foundation. And now let's go in with concealer. Okay, so what I've been doing for concealer lately is going in with the Naked Skin by Urban Decay in the shade Light Neutral. And I've just been putting that over my blue areas right there. And then I'll go ahead and go back in with the Fair Neutral and do my brightening up. Sometimes if your concealer is too white and you put it over a dark area, you get gray instead of like actually covering it. I put a lot of concealer because I like to lighten these areas, but I also shear it out too with the Wet Beauty blender. I'm showing you like how I really do things. Like I'm not trying to make it look pretty like I usually do. I try to make it, you know, like make my steps look prettier, but this I'm just like going in how I would on any normal day that nobody was watching me. I just figured I'd do that because sometimes it's hard to follow something if it's not like something somebody actually does, you know, like they make it look so like easy, but I don't have time all the time to just be sitting there like really trying hard. Sometimes I just have to like go in quickly, but I still want my whole face to be done. I just want it to be done fast. And this is what I do on my fast days. I mean, if you want your foundation to look completely flawless, then you take your time and blend it out right, but I just don't really care that much. Okay, now I go in and set the face. I first set the concealer so it doesn't crease or anything, and I just tap this in. And this is, I'll show it to you. I'll show you what powder this is in a minute. I just keep tapping it in. If you swipe it, it will sometimes move your concealer, especially if you're wearing a lot of concealer like I am. If you don't pat it in, like this is one of those steps that I take my time on, because if you like just like swipe it like that, it will move just because it's a lot of makeup, you know. Okay. Sometimes I'll catch myself. Do you see that? I'll like stop before I swipe it. See? Like the forehead, I didn't put that much concealer, so I'll just swipe that. I really like this powder. It's super soft and it's kind of bougie, so it was like one of those products that I like didn't want to buy, but I wanted it. Okay, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade Fair. And I bought it from Beautylish. If you want to set the rest of your face, you can. If you do, you just go in with a powder brush and just tap it. Sometimes I do, like sometimes I don't. It really like depends on how much powder you are able to use. If you're super dry and you use a lot of powder, you get even more dry. Okay, so that is our base. Let me get this hair out of the way. Now we can go in with the rest of our products. Now I go in and just kind of bronze the face up a little bit. I use the Morphe E2 brush. This is a dense brush, so you got to be careful with it. But I just kind of take this middle shade of the Kat Von D palette, and I just like lightly tap my brush in it, and then I tap the brush off. And this is like pretty severe bronzer, so just go lightly. But I want a lot, So I just take the brush and I swirl it around where I want the bronzer to be. This is where my hair gets messed up. I never ever fix my hair before I get ready with my makeup, because I like to really work the bronzer into the hairline. And if your hair's fixed, you're done. Like, you can forget it. I don't know how these girls like come up here and don't move their hair when, like, it drives me nuts. I'm like, oh, I hate it when people have like hair all in their face when they're getting ready. It's like, I know they're trying to look perfect, you know, but still, like, ugh. I've tried it, like, and I'm not hating. Maybe I am because I can't do it. I don't know. Oh shit. See what happens sometimes? You just gotta blend it in. Right, see how I applied too much right there? You know, stuff like that happens to you, you know? Just take your Charlotte Tilbury powder and just lightly go over it like that. See? I mean, everybody goes a little bit crazy sometimes with bronzer. I've just been so into it lately, like the bronzing and everything. I saw this girl do it and it's like, oh, I can't think of her name. It's like she's got like some weird last name, like Schuserman or something. I can't remember it, but it's like a blonde girl and she always like goes super dark with her bronzer, and I'm like, why don't my bronzer ever show up? I'm like, oh, because I'm not going dark enough. Okay. That looks pretty good. So once I've got that on, then I'll go in with my highlighter. Okay, so for highlight, I've been using the Champagne Pop by Jaclyn Hill and BECCA Cosmetics, and I've just been putting it right there on the tops of my cheekbones. I just kind of bring it up. And then I take it on the tip of my nose, and I just barely, like on my fingertip, been putting it right there because I like my nose to kind of go out. And if you put highlighter right here, it makes it like kind of go like that. I've learned the hard way, and some other people I've seen do it, and I'm like, yeah, like we all need to fix that. And then if you want to put some like on your shoulders, like your collarbone, makes the bone stick out, makes you look skinnier. Okay, and for blush, I've been using the MAC Melba blush, and this is just like a very neutral pink blush, and I've been using it on this like angled ColourPop brush, and I just dip that in, and basically I put the blush a little further back, and I just kind of roll it into place. I try to go as light-handed as possible, like barely touching my skin. I've been trying to keep it outward. Okay, so that's done, and then I go back in if I really am needing it that day and take this color from the Kat Von D palette, and I just use the angled brush that kind of goes along with this palette. It doesn't come with it, but it kind of comes along with it. And then I'll just run that right in the like hollow of my cheek, to give me a little bit of like a contour. Okay, and then I turn it over to the highlighter side and use some of the banana powder, and I clean up underneath my cheekbone. Just go like this. So then when you smile, it's like it all kind of stays upward of your smile. See how that looks better? Okay, so let's move on to the eyes. I've been using the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, and I've been using the shade Brunette. And instead of worrying about my eyebrows so much, because I'm just kind of over these polished eyebrows, so I'm gonna come up, and what I do is I just basically color in my eyebrow hair until it's all colored. And I don't have much eyebrow hair, so this does get on the skin some, and it really actually looks to me like it's you got like the feather brow. It's okay if you get it on stuff, it comes right off, because sometimes you get like the chunky pieces. See? And my brows are really thin. Like, you think, like, this is mostly brow products that's making these brows. It's got a little thickness to it almost, that, and if it gets underneath your eye, like underneath your brow, I mean, then don't worry about it. Just go in and fix it. And I'll show you how we fix it in just a minute. See how thick and bushy it makes my brows? I hope on camera it looks as good as it does in person, because to me it just looks really good. I just hope it's not coming across as like super bushy, because it's really not in real life. I know it looks kind of crazy, but once you have all your makeup on, it will look normal, I promise. What I do is I take the NYX Wonder Pencil, and I don't know if there's a shade on it, but it's just like a white pencil. Oh, it's light. And I just go underneath the brow and just kind of clean it up. So then you're not left with such a bushy mess, but you do have, or you're still bushy on top. If you go too ham with the brow mascara, you put more of this. And then if you have a little flat brush like the MAC 242, you can just bring that down and just kind of smooth it out. Like I said, I'm not trying real hard. This is what I do on a daily, or like, you know, makeup days. I really want to be like honest about everything, you know, like I wanted makeup to be easy and what people really have the ability to do without trying really, really hard. Because sometimes I try really, really hard, and then sometimes I don't. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the eyes. I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette, and I'm just going to go in with this color right here and just take that on the fluffiest brush that you have. I'm using this brush right here. I think this might even be a highlight brush, but it diffuses the color so good. And so I'm just going to dip that into that color and just over and over a few times. And then I'm just going to tap it off and basically just start out here and just like go right across. This is the fastest eye makeup I can possibly get done. Just, I mean, there is no right or wrong way to do it. I'm just taking it and just going back and forth. Not specifically to the crease, not specifically to the lid. I'm literally just going across the eye and just buffing all of it. Then I do the same thing on the other side. Is my puppy not the cutest thing you've ever seen your whole life? She's so cool. Like, she's tough too. Like, she's only been here for like 2 days and she's already like a little badass. Plus she's so compact. And that's what I wanted. I love a tough little dog though. I love a bulldog. Like, just bulldogs in general. It's like they have this little badass mentality. Okay, that's it. That's all I do. And if you want to diffuse it a little bit more, just take your brush upward and just kind of move it back and forth. But that's it for that. And then I go underneath the eye too. Okay, and then I go underneath the eye with the same type of brush. It's just a little bit more tapered. And so I use the same color. Just dip that in there and just go underneath the eye. I can't do anything without pulling my mouth down. Alright, that's it for that. Okay. Now I take I've got all my foiled shadows by mixing. Damn you. Okay, that just scared the shit out of me. Oh my god, my heart. Anyways, I take the Magic Act color right here. It's like a gold color. And I just take it on my ring finger and just swirl it around in the color. And then I just pat it onto the lid. Y'all, for real, I like had a slight heart attack right then. Oh my god. Like, I cannot buy them eyeshadows again. I'm poor. And then I use the other ring finger and do the same thing over here. I didn't get as much with that one. I didn't wet it or anything. Okay, and then I like to line the inner waterline with a brown. And so I'm taking the MAC pencil in the shade Coffee and just running it on the inside of my waterline. And make sure you do the top and bottom. Okay, that's all for that. And then I just go ahead and curl my lashes just a little bit. I really don't get too crazy with it. And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to come up close and personal for this mascara. And I'm using the same thing I've been using, the Maybelline Big Shot Mascara. And it's like the blackest one. I know I'm gonna cut some of this out because this takes me about 3 minutes and I'm not gonna leave that much in the video because I have to be kind of quiet too, because I have to come up close and have to focus. Okay, so the last step is whatever lipstick you want. I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Crush, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply that. You could wear whatever shade you want with this look. Alright guys, so this is my final look. I hope you like it. Thanks for stopping by and watching, and I appreciate you staying through this whole video because I know it's kind of long, but I really wanted you to see what I actually do without cutting it out and editing down. It's just like straight what I do. So anyways, thanks for stopping by guys. I will talk to you later.